now, it's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting.
What's up, Eric Cornish with WKDQ. It's the Enhancement Talent, and very excited. We've been wanting to make this happen for a long time. We've got a guest with us today. He is a WWE referee and Evansville native, Dan Engler, in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
Not too much. Thanks so much for having me on today, guys. It's awesome.
We are thrilled to have you here. So my understanding is you are an Evansville native.
That's right. Born and raised. Grew up in the west side of Evansville. Went to Wrights. Went to USI, and I've lived in Evansville most of my life. I lived in Nashville for several years, in Orlando for a year, but back in Evansville now.
That's awesome, man. And of course, I've known you in the past. I just still kind of call you Rudy because we've crossed paths in other promotions.
Sure.
So you started off. You really got your start in TNA as the senior official as Rudy Charles.
Yeah. Well, going back even further, it started really at the Coliseum. My very first show was at Ellis Park.
Kidding.
Yeah. My very first show was at Ellis Park back in '96. And I worked for some of the local promotions, worked at the Coliseum for years and years for the old HWF, and I think it's HCW with Shelby Adcock for a while, and then Coliseum Championship Wrestling.
I didn't even know that Ellis Park had racing. Or, I'm sorry, had wrestling.
I think it was just
racing.
I don't know that they've had it since. It was just like a one-time show. Yeah. They had it in the pit, or not in the pit, but like in the concrete area while the races were going on. But
so when you got started, was it always your goal to make it to WWE?
I mean, it's funny, like, obviously, that was, everybody's goal, but it's just like, I never thought, I guess, maybe sounds weird, but it's just, I never thought I'd have a chance to do that. And it's just, to me, it's still a little surreal sometimes to think, hey, I've accomplished, and I don't like to brag or whatever, but I've gotten to do some pretty cool things in the wrestling business, and it's pretty humbling sometimes.
Yeah. So let's talk about, coming out of Wrights High School, and then you start, like you said, you trained, '96, and who trained you to be a referee, or was that your goal, or did you want to be a wrestler?
I never really wanted to be a wrestler. I always wanted to referee. I always enjoyed watching the referees and just seeing that. And it was Mark Vance that trained me. He refereed some for USWA back in the day, and he was the one who was running the local shows as well. So he was the one that trained me, and Tracy Smothers added a lot to that, Mike Samples, and you pick up a lot over the years from the different guys you work with. Yeah, so that's kind of how I got my start, and it was 2002 when I had the opportunity with TNA and moved down to Nashville for that, and then I was with them for several years, and here about the last 2 years now I've been with WWE, and that's really like, even when I was there with TNA, I was like, in the back of my head I always wanted to be with WWE, because nothing against TNA, but WWE's, they're the best in the world, and it was always a goal of mine, and I'm so happy, so blessed I finally got to be there. And now I'm getting to work in front of my hometown crowd. It's going to be awesome.
I know, that's cool. I was going to say, you worked in front of 80,000 or whatever it is in Levi's Stadium, and I saw you post on social media the other day. You finally got to ref in the King of the Ring tournament and all the stuff that you've always wanted to do. Where does that stack up to actually refereeing for the WWE right here in Evansville?
I mean, that's in a lot of ways, this is kind of my WrestleMania. It's pretty cool because it's going to be a great crowd. You're going to have a lot of rowdy fans there enjoying the show, and it's a chance for me to do it in front of my own hometown crowd. I got to do it for several years with independent groups, and now to actually do it with WWE. I'm really looking forward to it.
Will your family be there?
Yeah. My wife and son are coming. My mom and dad and brother. And,
that's cool.
Yeah, so we're going to have some family members, some friends and stuff. So it's going to be fun.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, I know, this week, for example, you were in some high-profile matches, at least what we consider the two best matches this week.
One was one of the best TV matches in a long time, Ambrose and Rollins on Monday.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great TV match.
Yeah, those guys killed it.
They really did.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It just so happened the way the schedule worked out, I got the opportunity to do both of those, and oh my gosh, what a night! And I'll tell you, both of those matches, if I'd had one of those matches on any given night, that'd have been awesome. But to have both of them, it just made it that much more special. Rollins and Ambrose, they just went out there, and it was just an awesome match, really cool. And then for Cena versus Sami Zayn, the ovation when Brett came out, I've never heard anything like that. I swear,
all-time favorite.
19 years in wrestling business, I've never heard anything like that.
I was doing backflips on my couch. My all-time favorite.
The 76,000 people we had at Levi's Stadium, that was awesome, but all the sound was going up. So but in Montreal, it was all contained in that stadium, And it's weird. It went from like a rumble to where it went like a solid noise, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's just I've never felt anything like that.
The longer the wait was before Brett's entrance, I was just like, is it Brett? Is it Brett? Is it Brett? And then it was like, oh my god.
You always think it's going to be like that midget again.
Well, I was thinking Mizdow or they're going to get me somehow, but no, that made me really happy.
Yeah.
I had a question for you.
Sure.
So, like a lot of times, there can be, friendships and tension among wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Do referees have is it a brotherhood, or is there cattiness amongst the refs?
No, not really. I mean, it's kind of a brotherhood too. I mean, obviously, in a way, it is a competition because everybody wants to do the best matches, and but at the same time, you're rooting your brothers on. John Cone got the opportunity to do his first WrestleMania main event a few years ago. Kyoto got to do it this year, so it's just like. And that's where I want to be eventually, So,
sure.
We'll see. But it is like I said, it's a competition, but you're cheering your brothers on as well. So you really support them. And I came up with 2 other referees from NXT. We were all promoted at the same time, Jason Ayers and Derek Moore, and those guys are awesome referees too. So it's a little bit of a competition among the 3 of us as well. We're supporting each other, but hey. We're pushing each other to do more and to do better as well.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So I'm telling you, in the past, before, you were on the main roster, we had our referee section, and it was always Cone.
Yeah.
So now having you there is a bit of a competition. So
it's tough
both of you step up your game. Come on, Donut King, step it up, because we're gonna have to figure out who's the best here.
Yeah.
But just something else, going back to Raw this week, and something that we haven't had a chance to talk about. There's a lot of rumors out there about Sammy.
Yeah.
What do you know being out there with his shoulder? What was actually, or do you know what happened with his shoulder that night?
It had looked like, and he'd said it had come out of place. It had popped out of place.
While on TV or prior?
While on TV. I'm not sure if it had, what exactly led up to it, but I know Cena hit him with the side slam, kicked out, and that's when we found out. So protocol is throw up the X, call over the doctor makes an assessment. He felt that Sammy could continue, so we were able to continue the match. So I think I heard that Sammy was getting an MRI done, so hopefully, Sammy, I hope feeling better.
Yeah, that's the guy I really want to see what kind of...
You'd hate to see it get derailed so soon. I mean, but what a way to debut one of the NXT guys.
I'm so happy for him,
I mean, so many ways. First of all, like we talked about this already, like that's the way Cena debuted. Yeah. I mean, really, if you think about it, it's like it's coming full circle.
Yeah.
That when Cena debuted against Kurt Angle, and now it's kind of the other way
around.
That's what's great. Bret Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and that's what's great about Cena. Like he does so much for the company. Like
absolutely,
he gives back not only to the wrestlers, but like he does all these things for Make-A-Wish, all the great foundations he does. It's awesome. He's such a blessing for this company to have.
Let me ask you this, going back to Bret Hart for a second, I mentioned he's my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my hero. Did you have a guy like that you admired, was your favorite of all time growing up, or even still today?
I always liked Undertaker a lot growing up, just because, the kind of scary and the mystery around him and all.
Yeah.
And, I always liked Razor Ramon was one of my favorites. I had a lot of guys that I really enjoyed watching. Who was another one? I guess Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Man, I remember the Iron Man match they had in '96. That just stands out.
I had a piece of the ring in my bedroom at home back in Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah.
They autographed like an 8x10 or whatever it was, and they
Yeah.
mounted part of the mat to the plaque, and I have one in my bedroom.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
So is there any of those guys that you mentioned a lot? Are there any of them that when you stepped in the ring to referee their match, it was just like, this is the best thing ever?
Yeah, it's surreal sometimes getting to work with some of these guys. I remember, to bring it back to Evansville, a few years ago, I got to do a Rock and Roll Express match. And I was like, man, I used to watch these guys growing up, and here I am getting to work with them. And same for so many of the guys, like just being in the ring with Bret Hart at the end of the night, They did a thing, they didn't show it on TV, but it was Pat Patterson Appreciation Night, where Triple H came out there, and they had a nice kind of trophy case with the Intercontinental title belt and some pictures. And me and Triple H were the ones who revealed it for Pat. And I was just like, I'm in this ring with so much history. It's just, It's very humbling. It's
That's
really cool.
You know, and obviously not on the same level, but and you were at this show too, like you were talking about with the Rock and Roll Express and those legend shows at the Coliseum. But you know, for me, standing there and being the announcer the night when it was Superstar Bill Dundee versus Jerry the King Lawler and Dutch Mantel as the referee, and it's like, and I'm the fourth guy in the ring as the announcer. So
awesome.
So I get it. And you worked with those guys a lot. Like I said, you and I have worked a lot. You've counted my shoulders to the mat at least once. So that's pretty cool that you're getting to do as much as you are. I mean, that's so awesome.
Lawler's another guy too, man. He's so much fun. Like, you know, and I just remember he's one of the big reasons that helped me get to WWE as well. But it's funny, like, you know, walking around backstage, and he loves the jokes, and he just came up and told me a real funny joke, and it's just like, oh, man, it's, you know.
That's great. Yeah. So I'm so excited for you. Again, Dan, part of the WWE. We have been. It was about 2 years now, I guess.
Yeah, June of 2013 is when I started with NXT. So next month will be the 2-year anniversary for it.
What's been the highlight in WWE? What's been your favorite match to be a part of?
You know, probably. So I would have said up until Monday, I'd have said probably at Levi's Stadium, just being out there. Because the crowd was so crazy, 76,000 people there. You know, I got to do the tag team championship match, which was awesome. I'd say tied for that now would be, you know, the Bret Hart coming out like that, and just
that makes me happy to hear.
I'll never forget that. That'll always be one of my memories because it just, like I said, that rumble of the crowd just turned into like this solid noise. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just I never heard anything like that. It's amazing.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Again, thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you again. That's going to be on the 12th. That is next Tuesday, right here in Evansville.
Show him some love when he comes out there. His mom and dad are going to be there.
That's right. Tickets start at just $15. We've got a new main event that just came down this morning. We've got Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler taking on the Big Show and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. So, man, that's going to be a good time. I'm assuming that'll be the dark match main event, and who knows what can happen on SmackDown as we head into Payback.
That's right.
So, if Engler doesn't ref it, we riot.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you guys.
We appreciate it. Dan, Rudy, whatever you want to call him, he's an Evansville boy. And go Panthers, right?
Go Panthers, yes.
Always. Thank you for joining the Enhancement Talent. We'll be back Tuesday with a new day right here on the